What's going on, guys? It's GBP baby. Welcome back to another video. It's been a long time since I posted, and my videos have slowed down, so apologies. But these markets ain't conditions which I'm really enjoying right now, and you can appreciate I'm a busy person. But nonetheless, the channel continues to grow. Thank you. Welcome everybody. Don't forget to join the Discord. All the links are in the description. And you can see what kind of mess we're in here on dollar, which is what's been stressing me out. There's constant back and forth price action in terms of up close weeks, down close weeks, up close weeks, down close weeks, up close weeks. It's what's driving me insane. And as we're creeping closer and closer to the dreaded month of December, it's making me doubt if it's even worth being in the charts, just because when it gets to December, I tend not to trade. I tend to avoid the whole of December just because it gets messy, and I probably won't be posting the whole of December. Just because it goes into consolidation because of the holiday period and such. And because of that, we can probably anticipate that we're going to be staying range bound. Like, I doubt we're going to see some craziness happen unless there's some kind of black swan event, God forbid. And I doubt we're going to see, much movement. So it makes things difficult. It makes trading difficult. It makes liquidity grabs difficult, and it makes it hard. Regardless, in terms of my expectation, I am still bullish. I am still expecting up close candles because nothing's changed, right? There's been no break in market structure to suggest any different. So I'm still anticipating that price should be able to trade higher this week, and if anything, run out last week's high. And I'd like to think it can start running into these highs. Now, if we do manage to get above this high and this high, then it's likely we are going to start running for this high. But like I said, with us approaching December so fast, I doubt we're going to see any of that. So I'm being pretty cautious. But let's assume we are going to have a bullish week. If that's the case, then I'm obviously looking for weekly and daily highs to be targeted. So this will be one of those weekly highs, which I definitely have my eyes set on. And then this wick down here, I'd be anticipating to act or behave as like a bullish order block. And as we drop down to the low time frames, hopefully we should be able to have that supported. But generally speaking, as far as I'm concerned, if price is going to dip down into this range, it should find support. And ideally, it doesn't run out the 50% level, because that's what we call mean threshold. Now, why is this a bullish order block? It's because within this price action, within that wick, there's obviously downwards price action and then upwards price action. That's how a wick has formed. So we know that that should act as a bullish order block on a weekly level. So as we drop down to the daily, we'll take a closer look. You can see that we have gapped quite a bit. Again, look at this lack of price action, guys. It's just not nice. And then we have another volume imbalance right here, which is quite significant, as in there's been no trading in this range. So I'm going to be paying close attention to that as well. So let's get that delineated. We'll make it a slightly darker orange, like so. And that just gives us a little bit more context as to where in the discount I'm anticipating price to want to draw to if it's going to be trading lower. Now, don't get me wrong, I still want to see us run out these highs, because remember I said I'm still bullish, nothing's changed. And you can see how we're kind of floating around in this fair value gap as well. But, guys, it's not the cleanest. But if we go to the 4 hour, you can see that price is looking pretty weak. And what I mean by that is you can see this very high resistance, but price is consistently pushing on lower and attempting to reach down into some kind of discount. And we do have this bullish order block. These two down close candles right here is a bullish order block. So I'm looking for price to pull back inside of that range. And remember, this is that volume imbalance from the daily. So basically, moving into Tuesday, moving into Wednesday, I want to see if price can get down into that. And then once it trades into there, I want to see how it responds. Is it going to trade on the back of it, out of it, or are we going to hang around in there? Ideally, we don't spend too much time in there. I'm happy for us to tap into it, but ideally, we don't spend too much time in there. This wick, especially, I'm going to be paying close attention to. This wick right here, I don't want to see this get violated. This wick right here, what I could do is even split it. I'm not going to do it just because it's going to complicate things, because we already have a range as where I'm expecting price to want to draw towards. But as far as I'm concerned, price shouldn't be able to outrun this wick. So once it gets down into this, then I'm waiting and seeing, okay, can we get a reversal on the back of it to trade on higher and potentially run out, the previous week's highs. Now, in terms of high impact news, we have the Fed interest rate decisions this week. Our favorite. I thought it was going to be next week, but nope, it's going to be this week. So with that taken into account, we can anticipate a lot of manipulation, and that means we want to get all of our trading done by Wednesday, ideally. But again, if this isn't traded to by the Fed interest rate announcement, so if we get to Friday and we still haven't tapped into it, then I'm expecting us to tap into it. But if we tap into this before Friday, then I'm expecting on the back of it to remain bullish and start climbing to the other side, or to the upside. But you know, this is not a week I want to be playing around with. You can see, again, constant consolidation, and like I said, I'm very much anticipating that we are going to see a Judas swing and that price is going to dip down aggressively, run out these sell stops. We've got relatively equal lows below here, which have been engineered. And again, bullish order block right here. This significant drop in price over here that happened all the way back in earlier in October. And I'm looking at this range for, again, I'm using the high time frames as reference as to where I want to see price drop down into discount before potentially trading on higher. So I hope that will make sense. So that's going to be everything on dollar. I hope that will make sense. Another thing to take note of as well is that if we look at this price action right here, we have a significant swing low, swing high, lower low, and then price has managed to trade quite nicely to the upside to create these highs. That would then, you know, suggest that this is what we call a breaker: low, high, lower low, and then we've broken price. So if we drag this through, this range, which we're already delineated, is a breaker, which is another reason as to why I'm anticipating that price would want to return to it, because it's very typical for price to return to its breaker. So this would be, these up close candles that we have up here would be a typical place that we want to see price return to. So again, this week I want to see price dip down into this. I'm not going to plan this week out as much as I usually do in that I'm expecting, I want to see the low get created on Tuesday, the high created on this day and that day. I'm not going to do that because one, it tends to throw off my accuracy, and two, it's non-farm payroll week, and four, we're entering November, which is basically December, and if you know me, I don't like December. So that's going to be everything on dollar. I hope that all makes sense, guys. But yeah, I just keep an eye on this level right here as to where I'm expecting price to want to draw to. And then in terms of the price action that's already happened today on Monday, we've had displacement. Look at this. This is a break in market, change in the state of delivery. I mean, not a change in state of delivery. This is a break in market structure right here. I'm happy with that. So as far as I'm concerned, we're probably not even going to get much rallying tomorrow. I wouldn't be surprised if we just opened and carried on trading on lower. You know, I'm looking at these wicks, and this would be the highest I want to see price trade this week, moving into Tuesday. So just for reference sake, I'm going to write, well, I'm not going to write anything in it, but this is a rejection blocking that I don't expect price to want to trade above there tomorrow. If it does, whole different story, and we can probably rally into these highs a lot quicker than I anticipated. However, moving into Tuesday, I doubt it's going to do that. I think what's going to happen is probably going to rally very, very lightly back into its range. Let's go to the 5 minute, take a closer look. It might rally a little bit, maybe into this low at the most, and then I'd want to see it roll over, take out these lows, and start heading towards our target of this volume imbalance, which I was speaking about from the daily. But any higher than this red box, which I've just drawn out here, any higher than that, whole different story. But so long as we're below there, I'm happy to expect us to trade into here. That's going to be everything on GBP dollar. Let's head on to GBP USD. I'm going to rid off everything. We're going to start on the weekly again. And again, we're in very, very not nice conditions. Now, obviously, if we're expecting up close to an extent on dollar, we want to see some kind of down close to an extent on pound. And you can see that price has been constantly using bearish order blocks on its very high resistive way down to the downside. Very high resistance. I think it's just a matter of time before it just runs. And whether that's going to be on the back of some crazy news or some kind of events, who knows. But here's bearish order block. What happened? Trade into it, rejection. Trade into it, rejection. Here's bearish order block. What happened to it? Trade into it, rejection. Trade into it, rejection. Here's bearish order block. What are we expecting? Trade into it, rejection. Go on, and then rejection. So this is what's helped me expect that we're going to get some kind of down close candle week on the pairs. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw out the volume of this bearish order block. And what we can look at is the midpoint, because as far as I'm concerned, if we're bearish, price shouldn't need to go any higher than this midpoint from this bearish order block on a weekly level as well. When we're looking at higher time frames, guys, you got to understand the PD arrays should act much stronger. So if we can identify weekly PD arrays like what I'm doing right here, and we find that price decides to want to trade into it on a daily or 15-minute, we should find that it's very reactionary to it. It should react quite aggressively to it, especially if it's at the right time of day. So as we drop down to the daily now, again, not really much, but we might expect Tuesday to rally into this range. And we have it happens because, completely random, not an algorithm, wink face. There's a fair value gap right here. That just happens to be at the midpoint of our bearish order block from the weekly. So I'm happy for price to want to rally into that in line, remember what I was saying on dollar, with price dropping down into this range. Does that make sense? So now we have a premium target to trade to. And then if that's going to be the case, then there's got to be some kind of discount, which I don't want to see price trade any lower than. again, similarly to dollar, I expect dollar just to roll over and trade lower. So same on pound, I expect prices to roll on upwards and trade on higher. We've already traded into this bullish order block right here. I do like the look of this wick, what it's done. As far as I'm concerned, I don't really want to see price drop down below this bullish order block. I'd like to think that, you know, on a 4-hour level, we can just keep rallying and rallying, take out these highs and start working our way towards here. And also on the 4-hour, we have a fair value gap within a fair value gap. We love when we have fair value gaps inside of fair value gaps. And what I mean by that is time fractal fair value gaps, as in it's on the 4-hour and then it's repeated on the 1-hour, maybe repeated on the 15-minute, because it makes it a stronger PDRA to refer to. And that's why I believe that price is going to want to draw to, assuming we're on the right side of the market with dollar in terms of it dropping. Now we've just opened on dollar and we've gapped lower. How convenient. But let's not speak too soon. Again, I like the way we're trading into this bullish order block. I'm expecting us to be able to rally up into here. And then once it reaches here, we wait, guys. We wait. Why do we wait? Because it's either going to reverse on the back of it, or we're going to get continuation, or it's just going to go into a dirty consolidation. It's one of the three. If it goes into a dirty consolidation and it hasn't hit non-farm payroll, then we'll probably get a reversal on the back of it, because we know there's manipulation intact. And we have a bias of wanting to see that down close candle from the weekly, right? If we trade to it and it trades through it, a whole different story. We can start looking at these highs and we adjust accordingly. But until then, I'm happy for us, and I'm anticipating that we rally up into there, and that would be nice if we do. So I hope that will make sense. So that's going to be everything on pound, guys. We're going to finish up again. Don't be kicking yourself over price. Like, if you're trading recently, don't be hurting yourself over it. These are not good conditions, guys. This is why I've been so quiet. Because I know when the markets get like this, I'm like, I don't really want to be looking at you. It's not the cleanest, it's not the best. And, you know, days like these, I don't want to be trading, because you don't get the movements you want. It's just a little bit less fun. It just makes things, like when I'm waking up, when I wake up in the morning, and I look at the markets and I'm like, I'm like, it's not a good day's trade. I like to wake up and be like, yes, we're hitting our targets, we're doing well, time's looking nice, enter the trade, close for the day. I mean, as in, like, you know, throw my phone away for the day, come back at the end of the day, see my target hit, and then everyone makes money and everyone's happy, yeah? But right now, these market conditions aren't going to promise that, because look at this bullshit, excuse my French, but look at this rubbish, you know? So yeah. But Discord, make sure to join the Discord, guys. I do try to be responsive where I can. And then we're going to finish up on Euro USD. And would you look at that? What are we hitting? I want to see what these marking outs are. I'm not entirely sure. Forget it. But we're going to go on the weekly. And similarly, again, if we expect a up close candle on the dollar, we want to see some kind of down close candle on euro. Now, it looks like, to me, euro's been a bit strong, which means that we need to be careful. And if we are going to be trading, so remember, I just showed you on GBP where I'm expecting price to want to rally towards. If we're expecting a rally, euro's going to be the rally that we want to be trading, because it's clearly stronger right now. When we're ready for that reversal, assuming we get the reversal we want, and I'm not saying we're going to, I'm not saying we're not going to, that's why I'm staying pretty shallow in terms of the targets I'm laying out for us. But if we get a reversal, that's when we want to change to GBP. But we can talk more on that later in the week. For now, let's go back onto euro, and see what it could be reaching for. And it does look like I am liking the look of this gap between this low and this high. Oh, but there's a wick there. This is an implied fair value gap, guys. You know, there's still room for error there, is what I'm saying. Basically, price can trade into that. Also, this is the bearish order block low, and you could argue there's a breaker in there somewhere if we go down to the daily, maybe. It's a lot of back and forth price action. I don't want to get too technical, but nonetheless, we expect up close. Remember, this is an implied fair value gap. So implied means it's not obvious, it's not a clear fair value gap, but it's implied. As in, there's downside delivery. So we had downside delivery here, which created the gap. We went up through it, but then we dropped down through it again. And this same range creates a significant price point. So when I draw this fair value gap up, it's not a literal gap. It's just a price point. It's just a PDRA. These are ICT's teachings, guys. It's just a price point. That's price should want to refer to. So that's why I'm expecting price to want to start to draw towards. And then we also have a rejection block level up here as well, which adds to it. As in, if we do manage to bypass that, which ideally we don't, but if we did, this would be the next level I want it to hit, and then I'd want to see that, you know, some kind of rebound off the back of that ideally. But let's go to the 4 hour. You can see we're quite aggressively right now, like, you know, working our way up there. And then would you look at that, we just happen to have a fair value gap again lined up right at our rejection block level. So when these things are adding up like that, it tends to make things trading price and understanding price a lot easier. Bullish order block traded down into this bullish order block on a 4 hour. So now, as far as I'm concerned, this should now act as a bullish order block. I don't want to see price drop any lower than this bullish order block. If it's gonna be a bullish order block, behave like one. And if it doesn't, we're on the wrong side of the market. But here is an example. We'll make that red, and that's what we call the midpoint of that bullish order block. Let's go to the 1 hour, see if it's a bit clearer for us. You can see a lot of price action in there. I like that. This is nice to me. If price is going to tap into this before it's traded up here, then I want the 50% level to be the very lowest it trades. Any lower than that, whole different story. We're probably going to drop up aggressively. We'll probably see dollar rallying to the moon, and then we'll probably see pound dropping off aggressively as well. But if we stay above it like this, and it's looking quite brave, if you ask me, looking quite ambitious. If we stay like that, then there's no reason we can't reach up into that premium implied fair value gap I spoke about, and maybe even hit that rejection block level, which we have up here as the target. But who am I? Again, we might get a Judas swing. It might want to tap into the bullish order block. We've got a fair value gap in the discount. It's completely possible, but whether it wants to bother, because remember I'm saying it looks like Euro stronger, and I'll take a quick look at Euro GBP after, but it's looking like Euro stronger, and if that's the case, it probably won't want to come down here. It'll probably just rally right into the new day until it hits this premium target, and then it'll start messing about with us. So make sure you close your positions on time, guys. So let's go to Euro GBP, and let's go on a daily and see how we're doing. And you can see that Euro is looking awfully strong, isn't it? Why is it strong? You can see the past 4 days have been bullish. Wow. Sorry, bar Monday. But I'm saying, you know, Wednesday last week, Thursday last week, Friday last week been bullish. So what's that showing? It's showing strength in Euro, which is exactly what's being reflected here. So that's what I'm saying. If we're going to buy the buy side off this curve that we're anticipating this week, as in if we're going to buy this rally into this level this week, if we're going to buy into it, we want to be buying Euro, not pound, because pound's going to take the absolute pee with it, and we might not even hit that 50% level, which I marked out. This might be ambitious. We might only hit the 25% level, and that's completely fine if it fails to do that, you know. Just focus on Euro if we're going to be going for longs, and then I'd say GBP if we want to be looking for shorts. Assuming that dollar wants to do a good job in behaving and getting down into our discount. But look at how disgusting dollar is. Don't forget it looks like absolute poo. That's going to bring me to the end of this video, guys. I hope you found this insightful. Don't forget to drop a like, drop a comment, smash subscribe, join the mailing list, join the Discord. All of the links are in the description. And I'll catch you guys. I believe I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Peace.